Oh, hey, it's editing room, Sean, coming to you quickly before the video starts. So the video was supposed to go up yesterday on 128 days, and that's in the script and in the graphics, but it is 127 days when this will go up. And I just wanted to let you know, I edited it out subtly and made the change so it'll be correct in the video, but you shouldn't notice it. It's pretty subtle, but just in case you notice, that's what's happening. And also, there's another small audio issue that pops up occasionally, and I also found a subtle way to edit that out, but let me know in the comments if you do notice anything, just see my editing skills. So with that, let's get into it. Why, hello there. It is 127 days until Elden Ring comes out on February 25th, 2022. So it is Wednesday, October 20th at the time of recording, and Elden Ring has had some stuff going on since Friday, October 15th. The last 5 days have been crazy. There was an Elden Ring tweet, an event that included Elden Ring content, a leak, a network test announcement, a delay, another small leak, and then another small leak. Oh my god. I was away this weekend, so I did not catch everything as it came out, so I am collecting it all and analyzing it all and giving my opinion on all of it now. I will provide an adequate summary of everything, but if you're looking for more detailed informational coverage of this stuff, I recommend checking out Mordecai's daily Elden Ring news videos. Those are great. But if you're looking for something that is not strictly news and you're looking for someone to analyze and discuss shit, this is the place. Let's go. So there was a new tweet on Friday, and it was this image with the accompanying quote that says, "In the search for the Elden Ring, the adventurous and perseverant will always be rewarded." And this tweet is nothing to write home about, in my opinion. We have seen a similar shot before, but with more context surrounding it. This is really just kind of a close-up of a caravan with some guys walking along. They're different guys, it's a different caravan, but we have basically seen this before. And this image has this filter over top of it, which was also included in Catal's Dung Beetle tweet. It's nothing huge because we don't really have anything to look at in the landscape to sort of connect the surroundings, and it's something we have already seen before. So Friday was a little ho-hum overall with the news, but that is fine ultimately because it picked up big time after that. PlayStation Japan hosted an event on Saturday, October 16th called Play Play Play, and it featured a number of games including Elden Ring. There was no new information during the presentation, but we did see some new stuff. We got a sampling in the background of the presentation of the day-night cycle in action. It gives you a sense of it going from day to dusk to evening, and then to dawn, and then back to day again. It's pretty cool looking, and I'm happy to see that, so I thought that was pretty cool. And the other thing about this shot in the background is that this is also kind of a new position outside Stormvale that we have not seen before. It's closer to the bridge and the air tree than what we saw previously, and this gives us a little bit more detail, up on what I like to call Bull Mountain off to the right. You can see a few more details, and you can see some of the trees underneath the bridge a little bit more clearly, and you can also see behind the bridge this large tree, which there's a number of these, which I call them Erdlings, and it's glowing, and you can see it glowing during the entire presentation, during no matter what time of day it is. And it was previously unlit, dim, whatever you want to call it, but recently we have seen this with other Erdlings too, where originally in the June gameplay trailer we saw them unlit. We now have seen in more recent screenshots these Erdlings glowing, and we're still unsure what makes these trees glow, or if they do in fact glow and dim. They are striking landmarks during the day and at night, and will be a helpful way, I think, to triangulate yourself as you're moving around the world. Also, during Play Play Play, there were 2 new screenshots shown during the presentation. And this first shot, we got our Tarnished atop our spectral steed, knocking an arrow to shoot at this harpy that appears to have white hair and is like this old person face that seems common in the lands between, And it's worth noting that our Tarnished in this screenshot does not have white hair in this picture. We have seen them without white hair in another picture, but there was some speculation surrounding white hair and what it means. And I think from this screenshot and other screenshots, it's safe to say that whatever white hair might have to do with the lands between, it is not something necessarily related to the Tarnished at all. Below the Harpy, we have some sheep chilling out, and these are some of the first non-bird wildlife we've seen, and we know that we'll be hunting and gathering wildlife for resources according to Miyazaki. And I wonder if the Harpy was harassing these sheep, and if we will stumble upon these organic encounters between creatures out in the world. I think that would be really cool, and I'm kind of hoping that's the case. And of course, we have Miyazaki's moving castle in the distance, which, man, imagine this architecturally inclined hermit crab plodding around in the background as you fight someone. That sounds awesome. And it wanders around much further than what I was anticipating. My best guess is that this shot is located in the fields outside of Stormvale, whereas the previous shot with this guy is all the way past Stormvale outside the Duke's castle. So this big boy is either getting in his steps, or there's a bale of them in the lands between, which I learned is what you call a group of turtles. So before I move on to the next image, I want to make a slight digression that I promise will tie into discussing the image. There were 2 leaks, one on Saturday of some QA footage, and one on Tuesday of some old screenshots. I won't be showing or covering these leaks. These less than optimal views of the game are not helpful, and I would not want to include them in a video because I'm afraid someone would think that it was representative of the game now, which I don't think is true in either case. The QA footage is taken from a QA build of the game with unknown settings for unknown QA purposes, and I can personally confirm that the old screenshots are very old. Like, it was called the Riftlands. That's how old they are. All of that being said, I would like to tell you a small nugget of information gleaned from the QA footage, although I will not be showing it. The Hawkeyed Nethermoosin on Reddit, who posts the landmark continuity posts, told me that these 2 Erdlings shown in this June screenshot are seen to have like a valley's worth of hills between them in the leaked footage. And that is a lot more than it looks to me from here, and the scale of this game is just incredible, and something unlocked for me with this second image I will show from Play. So we saw a similar screenshot already showing a pot family hanging out near this site of lost grace. Seeing it, I tried to get a sense of the scale by counting courses of stone, which is something I do a lot in my job to get existing conditions from photos. Looking at this photo, the size of the flowers, and the height of the doorway, I figured the stone courses were like 8-inch blocks. That would make the doorway about 6.5 feet tall, the flowers around a foot tall, and the larger pot a few feet tall, give or take. This all checked out to me and felt natural in scale, and then I saw this image from Play. The player character is maybe 6 courses tall, which would make the blocks about 12 inches tall instead of the 8 I initially thought. The doorway is twice their height, the flowers are up past their knees, and the larger potboy is easily the same height as the player character. It was seeing and processing this all that got me excited about from and how they will handle scale on such a large scope. Not only is this world vast, but it is also tall and bigger than us, and that means how we experience scale normally will not apply here, and it makes you feel smaller. And taking these objects like trees and blowing the scale up, and doing the FromSoft thing of making us the smallest person in town, and also just making the architecture and spatial relationships beyond human scale just sounds so surreal to experience and exciting to adventure in. As mentioned at the top, Elden Ring has been delayed until February 25th, and we are now 127 days away from release. I have put my 100-day countdown series on pause until I can resume on day 95, but it will return. The reason given on the Elden Ring Twitter said it was delayed because the depth and strategic freedom of the game exceeded initial expectations, which could mean literally anything. But I say take the time you need. 5 weeks is not the end of the world, and signals to me that they need more time for final tweaks and balancing. And as a counterbalance to the delay, there is a network test that was announced, and it will be happening across 5 3-hour sessions starting on November 12th and will run through November 14th. Again, I'll let Mord give you all the nitty-gritty details if you want them, but that's the gist. You can sign up at the link below in the description. I hope I am able to get in, and I hope they let footage go up. They are not allowing streaming, which I do find a little weird, but they were unclear on uploading the gameplay. Let's be real though, no matter what the rules are, footage will find its way onto the internet. But I am extremely excited for the network test, and I will be playing and recording if possible for all 15 hours if I get the chance. This is our best chance to get the raw experience of playing Elden Ring, and with it being a network test, the layouts of enemies and the design of the world will likely be tweaked a little bit, so it won't even be that much of a spoiler and will instead just give us good mechanical and systems information. Another good thing about the network test announcement was that it came with a new snippet of video and a new screenshot. The video shows a vista we have seen before, but not from this perspective and not quite like this. I was comparing geometry for a while between these two shots, and I don't think it is just the different perspective at play, but also changes to the world. The most obvious is the brightness of the world and the abundance of trees compared to older screenshots. While the lighting could be a factor in the colors, there are quite a few more trees blanketing the landscape. Also, this ruined church has been moved slightly, as the location of the front door and steeple have changed more dramatically than the difference in perspective accounts for. This last bit may be a result of being further left, but I think there is a chance that the area just left of Stormvale has changed a little bit, with a bridge potentially added over there too. As for the image, myself and others haven't been able to pin down the location, but it just looks cool. The players look great. The host is in the iconic armor seen throughout promotional materials, wielding a sword with electricity arcing off of it. And then we see the summons, who have a subtle orange shimmer that is much more in line with the accounts from the closed door demo than the recent screenshot. This character to the right is wearing an armor set we have seen previously that features these cool gauntlets with an eye pattern on them, while they dual wield paired swords. The character to the left also features armor we have seen before, and they're firing off a spell that looks spectacular. I really love the runic patterns of the magic in this game. And the star of the show is this large golem who we saw briefly in the June trailer wielding a two-sided axe. This stone giant is really imposing, but also has these cute little eyes. He seems lit inside with fire or perhaps some golden magic. His eyes are golden too, which may not mean more than that's the color powering it, but it's something I can't ignore in the context of golden eyes being important to signify those graced by the greater will. With the scale of this game being the largest scale of any From game, seemingly including enemy size, will this be another ankle slash extravaganza in the vein of large enemy fights in their past games? Or has From devised a way to make these fights less of a camera challenge and more of a mechanical challenge? Have the prevalence of big lads and lasses prompted From to account for this size in an interesting way, especially for melee combat? From has gotten better about pulling the camera out sometimes, and it will be interesting to see how they address those challenges. And the network test may include this fella, so we might find out sooner rather than later. Lastly, there's been word from an actor named Edward Rowe that they voiced someone in Elden Ring. Now, I'll give 10 seconds, so fast forward 10 seconds if you want to avoid character titles and names, but I'm going to say it right now, so if you don't want to hear it, jump out, fast forward 10 seconds. Okay, I'm going to say it now. He's playing King Godfrey. I do not think that this is supposed to be Godric, but someone else, and he might be the king to our Queen Marika. We don't know this for sure, but some have speculated that this actor sounds like the narrator from the leaked trailer. I think it is a pretty good fit, but I wouldn't put my money down on it. And yeah, that's been Elden Ring over the last 5 days. Like, holy shit, I can't even save up stuff for a weekly update anymore, which is great, but I could do with less leaks. If you enjoyed or found this video informative, please give it a like and let the algorithm know that this is the place for Elden Ring content. If you'd like to stay up to date and let someone find all the little details and overanalyze everything, consider subscribing to The Lore Hunter. I would massively appreciate it. If you liked this video but would like it as a podcast and would like some extra goodies, I have a Patreon where there is exclusive audio feed for patrons, and there's little extras for every tier as well. This has been day 127. Again, thanks for watching.